mock draft. So this is, every non-playoff team spot has already been set. Starting at number 1, the Raiders. We have the battle, in my opinion, for the number 1 overall pick this upcoming Friday between Mendoza and Dante Moore. Let's see who outperforms who.
Hey, put it this way. Regardless of how it comes out, Mendoza's going 1.
I do believe Mendoza's going 1, but I hope that something shifts and the Raiders feel that they need to change their projection or their rankings or whatever. Mendoza projected to be the first overall pick to the Las Vegas Raiders, and Dante Moore projected to be the second overall pick for the New York Jets. I do like both of these picks for both these franchises. I will say, I think the Jets have a lot more than a quarterback that they need to work on, so let's see if Dante Moore will come in and change the whole trajectory of this team. But really, that's what we're talking about right now with the Raiders, because the Raiders just fired Pete Carroll officially after one season going 3-14. But Fernando Mendoza is officially the guy. We'll see. We'll see if he performs well over the next couple games. Obviously, he's got to secure that.
Murdered Alabama the other day. That was awesome watching him murder Alabama. They should have never put Alabama in the playoffs. And I'll tell you, Mendoza was tough, too. That wasn't the typical Rose Bowl. It wasn't 68 and sunny there. It was rainy and wet. And he destroyed Alabama.
I think it was like 13 for 15 or something passing with 3 passing touchdowns. He looked incredible. Incredible all day long. Mendoza probably securing his spot as the Raiders franchise quarterback. Dante Moore probably securing his spot as the Jets future franchise quarterback.
Well, all this talk, please, what you're going to hear with the Jets is it's going to be, I think it would have ramped up if they can Zach Taylor. Well, actually, who knows if they keep in Zach Taylor. Oh, we have 1 million picks. We could trade it for Joe Burrow. We're going to hear that all the next 3 months by these tri-state morons.
This has the Arizona Cardinals selecting an LSU cornerback at number 3, saying that it can help out their secondary. I don't know much about this guy.
Really? This guy, Mansour Delane's going to help out the fat Kyler Murray. Got a $65 million cap hit next year. That's gonna help him out. Oh, great.
Ruben Bain Jr. going to Tennessee for Miami. He's good, and I think this would be a great fit in Tennessee. Tennessee needs to bolster that D line, continue bolstering around the edges, whether it's offensive line, defensive line. Build those lines, so if the edge rusher is their guy, I would not be upset with it.
It's just a matter of who's going to be making that pick, though.
True. Just like the Giants taking an offensive tackle.
Yep.
Love seeing that. Build around the edges. Browns taking an offensive tackle. Love that for the Browns. Build around the edges. Washington Commanders getting Arvell Reese, who's projected to be the best defensive player in the draft right now. It's basically between him and the Miami guy, Ruben Bain. Pick your poison. Hopefully you pick the right one. Washington taking the linebacker. Well, Tennessee takes the edge rusher. This has the Saints taking a wide receiver, Carnell Tate.
I wouldn't do that at all. I would get an offensive lineman.
I wouldn't do it either. Now, they did just take Kelvin Banks with their first overall pick last year. I think they've taken offensive linemen a couple of years now, it feels like. But, yeah, outside of Chris Olave, unless they really believe Carnell Tate's like a number 1 guy in this league, I'd be surprised to see the Saints go receiver.
The mock drafts, it's too tough to tell because free agency happens first. So it's like, I don't know who's out there for free agents or anything, but it's too tough to tell right now, you know?
But the Saints did secure the number 8 overall pick in the draft. One pick later is the Kansas City Chiefs at number 9. This has them taking Caleb Downs out of Ohio State. I've seen a lot of Jeremiah Love mocked to the Kansas City Chiefs, so interested to see if they go Downs, Love. Yeah, which direction they go. I do agree they should go defense, but I've been saying that they've been needing a running back for years, so I wouldn't be surprised.
They won Super Bowls with Pacheco. They won 3 Super Bowls, or 2 Super Bowls with Pacheco. It's like, that's another one. I wonder if Steve Spagnuolo, they're saying he's getting requested to be interviewed. You know what I mean? It's like, I think the Chiefs need everything else. They need everything other than a quarterback, you know?
David Bailey, an edge rusher, going to Cincinnati at 10, but who knows if Cincy will be picking here or if they're trying to make a move. It says Miami taking a wide receiver. That should fix all their Tua Tagovailoa problems.
I hope they do.
Dallas taking a linebacker. Desperately need a linebacker. So if they believe that this Ohio State guy's their guy, that would be a good pick because they need someone. They do need a corner too.
Well, safety.
This has the Rams using their Atlanta pick to take Ty Simpson out of Alabama. I've never been a Ty Simpson fan. I can't lie after watching him. I've never been that impressed, but they are saying that he brings a skill set that fits well and can learn under Stafford. So if they believe in him to be the guy under Stafford, you'd have to take him here, I think, because I think he would get picked before their actual pick. I'm not a fan of the Rams taking a quarterback with this 13th pick, but hey, do what you want to do. You're the Rams. You're in the playoffs either way.
They could trade it again.
Ravens taking this D tackle would be huge for them. I've been seeing a lot of Peter Woods out of Clemson talk, and Ravens desperately need that. Edge rusher for Tampa Bay. They need a lot of help on defense specifically and in the coaching staff. So let's see what they do. But edge rusher for Tampa Bay doesn't surprise me at all. They were bringing back, was it like Jason Pierre-Paul to play football for them or something this year? So they got to figure out what they got to get an edge rusher they trust. Jets taking a wide receiver to go along with Dante Moore with the 2nd overall pick. This would be the trade with the Sauce Gardner trade, getting them KC Conception.
They could totally trade that pick again.
I wouldn't be surprised if they went with a couple offensive playmakers in this draft, but I will say that doesn't fix the fact that they didn't have an interception all year. Detroit Lions taking a cornerback. That is a desperate need for Detroit, so wouldn't be surprised to see them go corner. Vikings taking Jeremiah Love. Don't love this, if I'm being honest. I don't see a real desperate need for them to go running back. They have Jordan Mason. They have Aaron Jones. I never looked at the Vikings this season and thought their running back play was the problem. We got to see if Brian Flores is still a member of this coaching staff next year, because it doesn't kind of seem like it right now. It seems like he's going to be going for more head coaching jobs, and if not, maybe even switching teams.
That lawsuit's still going on, so I don't know if he's going to get hired. By the way, shout out to Brian Flores. I was very happy when the Patriots embarrassed the Dolphins again yesterday. I was very happy because Mike McDaniel not the answer right there, and I think that's going to be part of the reason the Dolphins are reluctant to move on. They don't want to admit they're wrong. That lawsuit's looking worse and worse as it goes on. And Brian Flores, make no mistake, for the NFL to be all this end racism and all that, that was a brother getting screwed out of a job. So shout out to Brian Flores. It's crazy to me it's been this long. I know he's suing the league, but the fact he's still not a head coach.
I know.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know if I love this fit, but Jeremiah Love will probably be a top 20 pick. It really just depends on what team is going to, pounce on a running back. Bucks should go after him. After Brian Flores, I would not hate that at all.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Any
Carolina
of these teams,
Panthers
he should be the
tight
biggest.
end.
He should be the biggest one out there. Well, they might not be picking 19th though.
True.
They should be picking. Brian Flores should be the biggest name out there. He would have been other than last year with Vrabel and everyone out there. Ben Johnson he's right. He's right there with those guys.
Dallas taking a cornerback in the Micah Parsons trade. I would love this for them. If they got a linebacker and a cornerback that they liked, would be...
If Green Bay wins, though, that's not the 20th. But now we're in
True, but that would be changing. I would love to see Dallas do that. It says Steelers taking Mekhi Lemon. I don't know if I want anything more than Mekhi Lemon to be a Pittsburgh Steeler in this draft. I love him. Won the Bolitnikoff. I love him. I know Eli will tell us all about how much he loves Mekhi Lemon. Give me a wide receiver here in the first round. I wouldn't be upset at it. I think we have a lot of issues we do need to fix still in our secondary and a couple depth pieces around the edges, but would not be mad at a wide receiver because it clearly when DK goes down, we're relying on the guys we were relying on.
Who's going to be throwing the ball to him, too? That's another thing.
That's a big point. This has the Chargers taking an interior offensive lineman. Desperately need that. Doesn't surprise me at all. Philadelphia taking another edge rusher. Why not? They got everything. Bills taking an interior offensive lineman. That makes sense. Chicago Bears taking a safety. C.J. Gardner-Johnson did just go down with an injury in that game yesterday, right at the end of it, too. I believe that it said that he will be out of the Packers game because of it. So not surprised to see the Bears taking a safety. I have been saying, by the way, man, a team like the Bears would love a Caleb Downs. If they could find their way to trade a couple picks to trade up, I think there's a lot of contending teams that would make moves to get up for Caleb Downs if he is falling. The Niners taking an edge rusher after Nick Bosa went down. We saw how their lack of pressure, so that doesn't surprise me too much. Texans taking a defensive tackle. I'm surprised to see them not going offensive, specifically interior offensive lineman, because that's been their biggest struggle. Houston, also a team I would watch for Jeremiah Love sweepstakes in case he starts falling in the draft. Browns taking Denzel Boston out of Washington to pair up with their new quarterback, quote-unquote, Shador Sanders. Jerry Jeudy and Isaiah Bond were their top two receivers this year. Crazy to think Isaiah Bond, who was like a projected, second-round pick and then had the legal stuff and then wasn't drafted at all, still turned out to be a wide receiver, too, for this team. I think it's funny. Would not be surprised to see them reach on a wide receiver. That's kind of the Browns' way. Rams taking a safety here. Patriots taking an offensive tackle. Funny enough, the other offensive tackle for Utah is like a top pick, so it's funny to see 2 offensive linemen from Utah. D lineman left tackle, or LT Overton is his name, sorry, for the Denver Broncos, and a defensive lineman for the Seahawks, like they need more for Byron Murphy. There's a mock draft if everything were to stay the way it is, if the Seahawks and Broncos met up in the Super Bowl, which is very unlikely to happen. So we got to see how the rest of this, draft plays out. But a lot of big-time names talked about earlier in the draft. The biggest thing, though, is can Dante Moore play his way to being the number 1 overall pick throughout the last 2 possible games of the playoffs versus
can their offense
Mendoza?
score enough? I mean, they got to play better the way they did against Texas Tech the other day.
Very
They
good
can't
point.
be scoring 13 points in ideal conditions. That's the thing I'd be looking at. You look at Oregon, they scored 13 points in Miami the other day. The weather was perfect, all that. Indiana threw up 31 in rain.
38.
38, yeah, whatever it was.
38-3.
And they had and I don't know about that kid Warren getting drafted. Not Warren. What's the quarterback's name for Alabama? I mean,
Simpson.
He got benched in like a bad way the other day to not even score a touchdown in that game. It's like I'd be surprised if he's a first-round draft pick. I'd be very surprised if there's how many quarterbacks did this thing had? They had
Just those 3.
I'd be surprised if he's. I couldn't see him being drafted that high. I really couldn't.
I got to look up QB rankings NFL draft 2026. Like, who's after Simpson that we could consider? Every prospect with a first-round pick. It's only Mendoza and Moore are projected.
Yeah, I don't see how the hell that kid Simpson. Again, I don't know what these teams.
Ty Simpson is number 3, but who do they have 4? Garrett Nussmeier is 4. I didn't know he was going into it.
He had a major drop off, yeah. This guy was favored to be the Heisman before the season started. He was the odds-on favorite.
Then they have John Mateer, Oklahoma, Cade Klubnik out of Clemson, Diego
He's not getting drafted.
Pavia, Drew Hours not going to the league yet. Maybe Trinidad Chambliss will go to the league after that Ole Miss performance that he just had.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, maybe. But I don't know. I don't know though because Trinidad Chambliss came from like a Division II school. He came from like a junior college.
Gunnar Stockton is technically available.
These guys,
Luke Altmaier.
These guys aren't getting drafted.
Yeah, we gotta see what
How
ends
many
up happening.
quarterbacks got drafted in the first round last year? It was Cam Ward. Who was drafted?
Jackson Dart was traded. They were technically a first-round pick, but that was it.
It was just those 2, right?
Just those 2. Man, why does New England get all the good QBs and my Jets can't get nothing?
Because Woody Johnson owns the team and the Crafts own the Patriots. That's really what that boils down to.